You feel the sensation of floating freely in a swirling cloud of magic. You are warm and safe, surrounded by the sound of peaceful beauty. You feel as if you are suddenly totally alive. You can remember every happy moment of your past, taste every favorite sensation, hear all the colors of the universe. This is the true joy of living. Suddenly, you find yourself trapped by darkness. You cannot breathe. The darkness is tearing the warmth, life, and magic from your body. Pain! The agony of lungs without air, the burning cold of a body trapped in ice, the terror of helplessness as death approaches. You float, cold and lifeless.
They said the followers were all like madmen, concealed in robes and speaking in whispers. Then one day they were all gone. We heard of the fighting down by the Dark One's cave, of course. No one returned here except for my grandfather. He brought this staff here and said Erana was dead.
You have returned to this wonderful place between worlds. You are again filled with the joy of being truly alive. You find yourself dancing at the heart of the cosmos. You spin and the universe swirls with you and around you. Suddenly, something calls out to you. You feel a coldness rapidly devouring you. You falter in fear as you remember what happened the last time you were here. The voice calls again, and you feel trapped, helpless. The closer you get to that voice, the greater the fear. It is a voice of pain, a voice of death. You flee in terror.
The staff of Erana has a great deal of magic. It protects the town from the undead, although, between you and me, the townspeople do not know it. But I had a vision of it one night. I heard it speak in the dream. It told me how it protected the town and of its destiny spell. When the staff spoke no more, I saw a most beautiful crystal floating in the air. The staff touched it, and the crystal shattered. Oh, that was all I saw.
You are flying in the very source of all magic. You are filled with power and the knowledge of how to use it. You create flowers dancing around you. Trees fill their branches with magical fruit as you touch them. You dance in a circle, and the very ground itself radiates peace and harmony. You sing the message of your heart, and the magic echoes around you a song of love and happiness. Then you realize that it is not you doing this. It was someone else back in time. You hear that voice calling you again. Darkness surrounds you, eats at you. The voice calls out again, and you are afraid. It calls from the center of the darkness, drawing you nearer and nearer. The darkness sucks at you, pulling you towards the voice as it flays all warmth and life from you. You scream! You tell her about the frightening dream.
Dreams are messages. Such a message may be obscure or meaningful, depending upon the sender and the dreamer. The meaning of this dream may be clearer when you have had more of them.
You float gently in this ocean of harmony. You remember the happiness of being here before this. Now there is greater joy. You are not alone. You are filled with the warmth of friendship. You share your hopes, your dreams, all the best moments of your life, knowing that here is someone who understands and cares about you. You reach out to touch your friend, but there is no one there. You are all alone.
I was the Paladin Piotyr, and my pride was too great. I sought to drive back the darkness, but the darkness was stronger than I could imagine, and I watched my friends and comrades die.
You are in this weird and wonderful place once more. This time you remember all the times you have been here before. And despite the beauty, you are afraid. You listen for the voice. It calls out for you. You feel the darkness surround you, and you remember dying. You are overwhelmed with terror, and you remember running away. Your lungs struggle in the agony of no air, and you remember screaming. You are helpless and hopeless, and you remember the eternal loneliness. With all your remaining strength, you reach out to touch the voice.
At last, in desperation, I called upon the mage Erana. She held back the darkness, but was herself trapped.
You are surrounded by warmth and friendship. You reach out to take her hand and smile as she smiles back at you. You hold open your arms, and she flows into them. You embrace one another and share your happiness. You both laugh with joy as you each behold the stranger you have known so long, this friend that you have never met but always cared for, this love that you share for the first time and forever. You kiss the lips of the mage Erana. Tell about your dream of Erana.
So, Erana still lives, at least in spirit form. Many years ago, the magician Erana came to this valley to prevent the Dark One from entering this world. No one has heard from her since. The cave of the Dark One became her tomb. I gather much of what you dreamed comes from that experience. She is still trapped by the Dark One.
The sounds of battle rage around you. You hear once again the death screams of 100 brave warriors and friends. The darkness reaches for you. The tendrils of twisted magic writhe around you, sucking at your very soul. Your staff is torn away. Your magic is sheared from you, and you lie defenseless before the all-devouring blackness. You are swallowed by the darkness. Now you draw forth the last of your power, your very life force. With your final spell, you bind the darkness from within and send it back to the chaos from which it came. It takes you with it.
In sorrow, I brought her staff to this place that it might protect the town and preserve her memory. I sought to free Erana's spirit, and so began the quest for dark rituals. I loved the woman, but left her to seek the ritual of the heart. The wraith defeated me, and I lost all. Erana, the woman I loved, and my life. Take my sword to my grandson Dmitri. Let his grief be ended.
You are walking in the land of dreams, searching for something. You sense the nearness of Erana and feel her gentle presence beside you. You turn to her and see tears in her eyes. You feel sorrow and an incredible sense of loss and reach out for her. As the vision resumes, the darkness swallows her, and she is torn from you. You feel her die as she tries to drive the darkness away. The darkness is trapped in the world between worlds. So is Erana.
The magician Erana's death is shrouded in mystery. I do not know her true fate, but I only know that her staff protects the town, and her garden protects anyone in need of safety.
The darkness lies sleeping. You say the ancient words of ritual and enter its mouth. You touch its bones and they harden around you. You touch its frozen blood and the blood flows. Everywhere you walk, your life energy seeps into the darkness and the darkness grows. You have entered the heart of darkness.
You serve two dark masters. Their goal is greater darkness. Yet by walking this dark path, you may bring light. The spirit of Erana is trapped within the darkness. Unleash the darkness, that Erana's spirit might be free. Release the darkness, that it might be banished forever. But beware your own dark masters, for they will bring you sorrow.
You are walking dark halls and you are dying. You know you are trying to find something, but you cannot remember where or what it is. It's cold here, and all your warmth is draining away. You see light ahead of you, a faint ember of what it once was, but you know that this is what you seek. You reach for it but stumble, and the light goes out. The darkness awakens. A voice forms in the air around you, seemingly coming from your glowing staff. It is time for you to fulfill my final destiny. You must use me to release my mistress from her imprisonment. You touch the staff of Erana to the crystal.
It seems we shared a dream once. You gave me hope while I was trapped in the darkness. You held me in your arms and showed me your love. I cannot hold you now, nor can we kiss. I am only a spirit, a ghost. It will take more magic than I have ever known before we shall ever be together again. I can only thank you for everything you have done. I shall love you forever. Farewell.